Hey guys, so it's 2 minutes till the daily race starts. Figured I'd do one or two of them and just broadcast them live. Keep myself under pressure a bit. I don't have a screen today to see the comments, but I'll try go on my phone in between load screens to check them out. But yeah, for now this session is purely I'm having a bit of fun this evening and figured I'd stream it. I mean, on Friday when I was doing trying to attempt the Lamborghini lap times, I wish I streamed that because I wouldn't have spoken at all during the thing, but it was quite long and quite consistent, and I don't know, you could have watched my process of trying my best to get into the EU top 10, which hasn't happened a lot recently. I tried to do the same at Suzuka in Daily Race B, and I was about 2/10 off, but I couldn't consistently do the lap times required, so I suppose it's track dependent. So anyway, in a moment I'll check out the comments, and after I've done warming up here, we can take it from there. But these days, in the hot lap sessions, I tend to be around 154.0 with this car. This is the Volkswagen. Hello, Volkswagen, and it's definitely the best car to race with in this combo. I am, however, looking forward to whatever comes next from tomorrow onwards, and tomorrow till Wednesday will be my last 2 days on Gran Turismo until January, unfortunately, because I'm going to Germany for Christmas, and I don't have a simulator in Germany. I don't live in Germany, so I'll be there for about 1.5 weeks, and therefore out of reach of my PlayStation. But I'm going to try and get some videos in. I'll definitely try and do a lap guide tomorrow. Anyway, so thanks for tuning in on this Sunday. I hope my mic is working. As I said, I don't have direct access to the comments, so I can't read and drive at the same time today. My videos. Yeah, so what can I tell you guys? What do I think about the new McLaren GT3? Francois, I saw it in Bahrain. Pretty epic. It looks the part, and sounds very cool. It raced in Abu Dhabi this weekend in the Gulf 12 hour. I was kind of sad that I wasn't racing in the Gulf 12 hour, to be honest. And it did really well. It almost won, but it had a suspension failure. One of my teams won, Kessel Racing. I think it's the 5th time in a row they've won it, which is absolutely amazing, and super proud to be associated with them. I actually won Gulf 12 hour twice with Kessel, so obviously I was supporting them, but I was also supporting my mate Nick Foster, who was in the Audi for Tempter Racing. They had a shot, and then I think 2.5 hours before the end, the left front brake disc exploded and seized the front left wheel, so that was a shame. Woodman Gaming, been getting some track time in your 488, or just spending time tuning or whatever in the downtime? I don't have access to the 488s, it's not mine. The team owns it, and I only get to drive it once in a while. I've mentioned before in the stream that we get very little testing, so between now and March, I won't be driving any GT3 cars unless there's a miracle. I'm trying to organize a test in January in somewhere where it's sunny, but it's not up to me, it's up to my team. So waiting on that. But otherwise, yeah, using Gran Turismo and hopefully a sim at some point to stay sharp. Not a sim, I mean a PC. So I've had some pretty good results at this race recently. I've managed to figure out how to fuel save to the point where I don't actually need to refuel during the pit stop. I just refuel a little bit for safety, and then I fuel save again in the race. And in the last lap, I push like hell, and the guys behind me can't really catch up. Okay, so let me just concentrate for a little bit. So let's start by going full lean before the start. To test a GT3 car is more expensive than actually racing it. I'll explain that after this opening lap. It's in the tens of thousands of euros to test a GT3 car for a day. So you don't get to do much testing to begin with. Racing also costs in the tens of thousands, but you get to race, and it's a 3-day event. So to come by the funding for testing, not so easy. The first year of me racing in GT cars, I didn't do any testing. I only did the races. Just to give you an idea of how little testing you do sometimes. But we still did really well in that championship. So the key in this race is to A, fuel save, but you fuel save two ways. One is going lean on the fuel map in top gear, and the other is not fighting the guy behind, because they will catch you, so it's pointless to fight them. If they want to pass, let them pass and then slipstream like crazy. However, the catch to that is, if you look behind you and you see a train of 3 or 4 cars, it's better to lead a train than be stuck in the middle of a train. Especially in this game where you are vulnerable to the sports ranking penalties. Key 25 last night was playing, and he got absolutely nailed for being bumped and bumping and cutting and stuff. It wasn't his fault. I was watching the stream, and he got so nailed he had a DR meltdown. It's when Gran Turismo thinks that your sportsmanship ranking is so bad that they nail your driving ranking points by the 1,000 up to they degrade you from I think A plus to B. So that's a 30,000 point drop, and he's pretty bleak today. But that's just because in this race you can't get caught up in a between a bunch of cars, because everyone's trying to judge how to check. This guy behind me, he knows how to play the game, and he's using my slipstream to fuel save. But again, I'm not gonna fight him here. Go, buddy. So my qualifying time is based on that Huracan. This guy actually did a very similar time to my best lap in the Volkswagen. So he's pretty quick, it seems. But now that I have his slipstream, I can really do some aggressive fuel saving. He's trying to create a gutter effect, which effectively closes out one slipstream angle. I don't think he knows he's doing it, but when you sit next to a wall like he did there, it makes it much more difficult for the guy behind to follow or to maximize the slipstream. No, 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 no! Ooh. The key to extreme fuel saving in this race is to try and get a 2-second gap after the pit stops. As you come out the pit stops, you want a 2-second gap, and then that allows you to break their toe and then push like crazy. Now this guy has my toe. But now he has to really push. I did not want to be third. I can also hear the gears that they're using. So they're in 5th gear through here, I'm in 6th gear. That helps again with my fuel saving. But now, I'm kind of losing touch of that slipstream because I'm talking way too much. I haven't fuel saved it nearly as much as I did yesterday. Too much talking equals less lap time. Oh, can you see there? I was over revving the car instead of short shifting. Damn it! Okay, so we're boxing on this lap. Laps remaining 4.4, so technically I'm above target here. Oh boy, David. That may be a penalty. Okay, just sportsmanship. I got lucky. Sorry, buddy. Did not intend to do that. Both broke earlier than I thought, and I was lifting and coasting. Just out of their slipstream now. Okay, I've created my own problems here, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm hoping that my... Oh, David, go up with the fuel. Okay, last 4 laps, no talking. Now there's a guy behind me. It's all unraveling, So cool, calm, and in control, and now you're 2 seconds behind, so when I come out of the pit stops... Okay, luckily I caught right up. Okay, back in the slipstream. Got to think about this one now. Major strategic error to exit onto the straight and full lean. That was a mistake I wasn't meant to do. So we push now. We push like crazy. Live with the fuel consequences on the last lap, and then the next race I will try and do better. Ideally, I want to be in second place here, in the slipstream of the first guy. can't overtake on the main straight, so might as well do a little bit of fuel saving here. Okay. Truth is, at the moment I'm lacking pace compared to these guys. Okay, next 2 laps are gonna count. I am absolutely not where I want to be right now. I need to be where the guy in second is. Don't ask me how I manage that. Do not ask me how I manage that. Or that. Whoa, that was insane. Okay, 1.1 laps remaining of fuel with fuel saving. These guys are going to have my slipstream. I suspect a 3rd place unless a miracle happens. Just because I shouldn't be in the lead right now. And a miracle happened. Oh my god. That was intense. Okay, 0.6 laps remaining of fuel. That was intense. It proved to be pivotal to lead in the last lap. Not that I expected that. I was kind of not... The strategy went out the window after my leaning out on a straight like an idiot. I thought I was at full rich, but I was at full lean. Severe lifting and coasting has to go on now because I just realized I only have 0.3 laps of fuel remaining and I'm only halfway there. So this race is not over yet, but I think I can manage because the guys behind me are going to fight for second place, which is a common error in Gran Turismo racing. I don't have comments immediately available to me, so I can't read them right now. I'm going to read them once this race is over. But, wow. That was seriously fun. And lucky. I got lucky in the end. Let's see if I run out of fuel just before the line. Yes, I did. My ranking took a hit there, but... Okay, so I'm just quickly reading some of the comments. Pilarski, thanks so much. When you're back to comments, do you have a track toy for yourself? No, I don't own any. The only thing I own is a simulator. I sold my car and all my belongings to try become a racing driver and then move to England. So yeah, that's what I did there. 198 wins. So I don't own a car, but I used to be an Audi fan. I used to have, when I was younger, I had an Audi S3 and Audi S5 separately. I only owned one car at a time. And also an Audi R8 for a very short period, which was very cool, but... Oh, I should have saved that replay. Whoopsie. What else? Love Tactics Talk. Thanks, Mino. Hey, dude, how are you doing? I've noticed that short shifting this car. Slipstream is really solid. Yeah, clearly helps. Why is P3 going for a move? Because in sim racing, there's a common error is to try and win the race A on the first lap, or to forget that you're racing for first place and not for second place. I don't mean this to sound like disrespectful, but that's generally an amateur move. Like, if there's only 3 of you fighting for the lead, if you box smart, it's the job of the third place guy to push second place into the lead and follow him through and push the leader back to third. And then that cycle should continue. So you pull away from fourth, and then the last 2 laps it's, you know, boxing match. Okay. Guttering is just closing out the angles. So if you run close to a wall, you're effectively closing out the option to pass or slipstream them on the left-hand side. Let's say you're running against the left-hand wall. So you only have the option to bump them or run on the right-hand side. It just means you're closing out options. I'm going to start driving in a second. Why is fuel such a thing here? Mino, it's because of the consumption multiplier. It's the nature of daily race C. They turn up tire consumption and fuel consumption, and it varies week to week, just to make the races more interesting and more strategy dependent. And then what else have we got here? Yeah, those two got quite... Yeah, Woodman, they got a little bit too aggressive at the end. Okay. Very cool, totally fine, understandable. Okay, what degree of rotation do you use? I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, you mean on the steering wheel? I'm not sure. I use what? Well, let's see. These are the settings you have available to you on a PlayStation. Controller sensitivity, force feedback, and feedback sensitivity. I'm not a fan of super heavy feedback. It's unrealistic in GT racing, especially in the modern GT cars. They have very light power steering. The 458 had heavy steering. That was quite heavy, but the 488s has got the same power steering rack as the road car. So if you can imagine driving a road car, which is slightly heavy, like the Renault Clio Sport had pretty heavy steering, the road car. Oh, that was another car I owned. That was my favorite car that I owned besides the Audi R8. But the best car I owned was the Audi S3, 3-door. Anyway, where was I? I was talking about power steering. Oh, and also, yeah, the rotation. I always leave that standard in most games. I try not to play with it. Okay, David is now texting and driving. As I look to the comments, I had to slow right down to 217 kph. You're using LT? No, I'm now on a Thrustmaster because thanks to Thrustmaster they sponsored me a wheel. I'm still a big fan of the Fanatec because it has better pedals, but the Thrustmaster in this particular game has better controls on the wheels and in my opinion in PlayStation better force feedback. The games on PlayStation don't maximize the what do you call it, the API, I suppose, the drivers of Fanatec, so you don't get the full experience. Okay, do the GT3 cars use EPS now with fixed rack ratios? EPS as in electronic stability control at ESP? Love your videos, glad I caught a stream. Kristen, what's happening, man? Thanks so much for tuning in from America. Yeah, I'm using the Thrustmaster TGT. Okay, I'm closing comments for a bit. I'm just going to do some laps here. I have this really irritating problem with my PlayStation remote, which creates this crackling effect on my headphones, no matter which headphones I use. Initially I thought it was my previous headphones, but anyway. Okay, so I've closed comments for now. In other words, I can't see them. So I'm just going to do some quick 2 laps here, and then I'll open the comments again for you guys. This will probably already be my last race of the evening, so I'm sorry to make this a short one. But I just wanted to... I was going to do these 2 races anyway, so I figured what the hell, let me stream it for you guys as well and have a bit of fun and talk a little bit. So we have 4 minutes. I can talk about Formula E. I know there's many of you in the comments that don't enjoy Formula E. I love Formula E, and I think this year I was surprised because one of the things I really enjoyed last year was energy management and how that played out in the last 2 laps of a race. Kind of what you saw today in this race, where you got to fuel save quite a bit, and that affects the strategy in the last 2 laps. But there's a lot of high-grade drivers in Formula E. My favorite driver there is Andre Lotterer. I've been a big fan of him since I was for many years, since he was racing for Audi in Le Mans. And the racing was great. But the one thing I don't like in terms of the racing is that stupid ultra boost, that boost area where which they have to drive through to activate and then race up the road for 4 or 5 minutes. I don't like that. I think it's a gimmick. I think, okay, fine, it may be useful, but they need to tighten it up. Like, you can't activate it during a safety car period, and they should make the activation zone a little bit wider. Lopez really got caught out yesterday, and then the coverage was horrific. I can't understand why they didn't want to show. It's political. The reason they didn't show the drive-through penalties of Lotterer and Jean-Eric Verne is because they didn't want you to see them driving through the pit lane. So it was politically motivated, and I can't understand why they did that. They got the drive-through penalties for other reasons, settings on their car. They were recharging too quickly. But I thought it was really sloppy broadcasting. The commentators clearly had no onboard feeds or data on the screens. because they were talking over the radio feeds. It was just a complete mess, and it's completely unprofessional. It's their 5th year doing this now, and it was just strangely unpolished. So my suspicion is either they've internalized the TV production, or they've changed companies. I mean, the graphics and everything are new, but not that new. So it could be that they changed production companies, and the production company that they brought on was just not doing a good job, or they've internalized it and it's a new team. Or theory number 3 is the director, the main director for TV production got food poisoning and couldn't actually be there. So that's my conspiracy. Anyway, so I love the racing. I heard a rumor, or read a rumor somewhere, that Formula E is going to be in Gran Turismo Sport. So when I heard that, I turned on the console earlier and tried a Tesla Model S at Circuit Maggiore, and you can see that lap on my Twitter account. 10 guesses for what the account URL is, link. Twitter.com/David Perrell. 0 points if you got that right. And you can watch that there. It's quite fun. I don't know how accurate the physics are for that particular car, because I know that this game is not designed for a car which effectively has an engine that lays across the entire base of the chassis with a super low center of gravity and 2.5 tons weight. Whoa! First time I've been through there in 4th gear. That was a mistake, but it wasn't so bad. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to Gran Turismo bringing that, and then let's see how it plays out in the daily races. I don't know when they're going to bring it, by the way. It's just a rumor. I think WTF F1 brought it up. Okay, quick. Guy in front of me is 2nd quickest in the world at the moment, and with this car. The guy behind me has done a quicker lap than I have with this car, and the guy in 4th, and the guy in 5th. So if this was based on my Volkswagen GTI qualifying time, I'd be starting 6th. Okay, quick read of the comments. Since motorized power steering is less subjected to heat soaking, no, I think the Ferrari has hydraulic, but the ratio is from the is from the road car. I could be wrong there. I don't know, but I'm not too concerned about steering feel in a real racing car. It could be electric power steering. Guys, I'll have to get back to you on that one. I'll ask one of the Ferrari engineers. I should know that. Well, it's not really concerning me, so anyway. Alex Jones of Racing, damn straight. Ulti, yeah, I'm trying to convince Assetto Corsa and Thrustmaster to get me a PC. It's not happening. Does the Tesla S in GT Sport simulate going into limp mode after 2 laps? Clever, JH, clever. I don't think so though. I definitely don't think so. I wonder how much my rating dropped in that race. I think I lost quite a few points. My sportsman ranking. My SR, not my DR. Let's see. Last thing we won is a DR meltdown. I lost 5 points, so I'm on 94 instead of 99. And I gained in the driver ranking points almost 1,000. I'm on 65,200, which I think is the highest ever. Anyway, okay. I've been a voluntary consultant to both Assetto Corsa and Thrustmaster. My next move is to try and get Thrustmaster, hey guys, hope you're listening, to make a really nice set of sim racing pedals. Because at the moment the brake pedal on the Thrustmaster TGT is a little bit too soft. I much prefer the Fanatec one, but they're aware of this, by the way. My suspicion is that Thrustmaster is working on a new set of pedals. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, okay, so here we are. Starting in second. I haven't started in second of this race yet. They've been allocating me positions of pole position, and to be honest with you, I don't always like starting in pole because what was I saying again? Oh, I don't like starting on pole. Sorry, I was reading the comments again. Because sometimes you get a runaway because the guy in second and third fight each other and you have a boring race, and then I don't learn anything as a real racing driver. So I try to race to learn. So starting in second gives me sweaty palms, but I will learn more. This guy in front is very aggressive and damn fast. And he's zigzagging like a pro. He hit the wall, so he's doing well there. He's taking guttering to the extreme. Now the guy in third place has the slipstream of the guy in first place. So I just got to make sure that I get through this part first, and then guy in front drives very well. I hate weavers. This is one thing I don't do in the game. I'm open for a little bit of bumping, but this weaving crap, it's such bullshit. Excuse me. Excuse the lingo. I have a theory that he goes full out on this first lap. He doesn't worry about fuel saving. Yes, good respect from the guy in third. So the guy in front is trying to break the slipstream. He's revving maximum, and I'm trying my best not to get sucked into his strategy because I want to save fuel. Because I think that he has superior pace, and the only way I'm going to beat him is if I'm able to fuel save, but I need his slipstream to really maximize that. And I will not do that if I drive like that. So I'm checking out from the mic for now. Probably need the guy from second place to push me towards first place, or I need to slipstream him. So off you go, buddy. Shit, I'm in a battle now. This is, yeah, not ideal, not ideal. Come on, dude. Okay, so my race has just become a race for second. Sorry to report that. There's not enough. Now need to try catch second place. This guy, now this is a classic one. The guy behind me was too slow. So now he's choosing to fight for this position instead of the one directly in front of us. He's going to try to overtake me now instead of bump me towards the guy in front. So there's that. So what can I do? I can either pit now and then try undercut, but I don't want to do that. So that guy pitted. He's going to attempt the undercut. But there's no benefit on the tire, to be honest. All that fighting has given the front left a little bit of unwanted understeer. And I've definitely consumed more than I wanted to. Last time when we crossed the line it was on 4.4 liters. So I really want to try and catch these guys in front. But what can you do when you are also fighting for fourth place, it seems. So anyway, that's just how it goes. Guy in the lead got a penalty. I suppose it's also important in this race to not get those. Still 3.7 seconds in front, but I've used too much fuel to benefit from a quote-unquote superior strategy, so I'm just pitting when they are. And either I can short fuel like crazy and then slipstream them. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a big risk here. Yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of a risk. I'm going to short fuel a little bit, just to try and get close enough to the slipstream. So the guy who tried to undercut us successfully undercut us. And then David, in his wanting this to commentate on every single thing he sees, forgot again to go rich on the fuel. Okay, off we go. Two of the three guys in front have to serve penalties, so the podium is still on and I'm absolutely focused on that. Guy in the lead is well, he can't go the whole way because, well, it's not possible. He has to stop. I just mean in terms of pace. I need to hope for something here, guys. I'm out of the slipstream and I short filled to try and catch up and then made another rookie error. So my ability to speak and strategize at the same time is woeful. I'm just kind of keeping up. I need them to race a little bit more aggressively. I really want that podium. The guy in front is trying not to do a pit stop, but we're catching him. Whoopsie. Okay, now the guy in third has lost touch with the leaders a little bit there. Hopefully he can slipstream his way back, because I need all three of them to fight. Meanwhile, the guy in fourth probably wants my fourth, so so my race has done a Romain Grosjean. Jarno Trulli used to qualify really well, and he had a special ability to throw it away. So I've gone full Jarno Trulli in this race because of my damn lean setting. I don't know how I can catch that slipstream up. 150. Oopsie. Come on, David! Okay, I'm gonna try and rev out for a lap. I've nothing to lose here. Just to try and get on terms with their slipstream, I'm trying to just use more fuel than I should, and then if I get to the slipstream, then I will use it to fuel safe. Unfortunately though, I'm not catching up enough on the straights. You can see that their slipstream is just working that much better. Even if I'm revving out the car and now expending an obscene amount of fuel. I'm gonna go lean through this sector because I'm about 100 meters short of a lap. Well, I mean, what is it, 10%? No, 1% short. Oh, sorry about that. That was a mistake. It seems that this guy's playing with the controller. That one unraveled, guys. Oopsie. Gonna have to go again. Can't end on a low note like that. Hey, look at that. The guy's using the Sun Energy livery. Oh, that was a bad one. Oh. Probably gonna get a massive SR smack there. Okay. Okay, so the first race was exponentially better than that one. That one... Who's worse than Jarno Trulli? Marcus Ericsson? Who won there? Not Firestorm. Oopsie. Ulti, I covered this in the previous stream. I think it's phenomenal. I think ACC have done a great job with the 488, and I just wish I had a PC so I could play it more often, especially so I could get over these SR ranking issues. Gran Turismo, because I know that they've done a phenomenal job there of improving, well, in terms of the ranking system and penalty system. Okay, so I suspect, I'm hoping I'm not going to get bumped to B here. I'm still on S on the screen, but if I swipe down on my app, where am I, in the 80s? Ooh, on the limit, on the absolute limit. I'm on 81. Okay. Yes, I hope very much to do the Kyle Army 9 hour, but nothing is signed and sealed, but I'm working on it. We're going to do one more race. Woodman, I have a Patreon, mates. Patreon.com/David Perrell. There's 4 tiers. The first one is just to be a fan. The other one is a more generous fan. So the first tier is $2. The second one is $5. The third one is $20, and that's for the dedicated fan. That's per month, by the way. And the collector, which is $20 a month, gets signed postcard and access to extra content. So I'm going to commentate over my real life race stints next year and post them to Patreon. And then the final tier is $50 per month, which is quite expensive, can't deny that. But it's for those of you who want grid walk and pit pass access, as well as the special occasion to sit in my racing car, provided you can get yourself to the racetracks in Europe. So for those of you who are keen on that one, that's for like the dedicated crazy person, I suppose. But you're not crazy in my eyes. It's all love from here, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, if you sign up to the top tier, you get a grid walk, you get to come into the pit lane with me, and I'll show you the car. I'll give you 2 tickets, by the way, so you can bring a mate or your better half. And my ultimate aim is that if I raise enough money through Patreon, I can afford to give one lucky subscriber or member a few laps in our racing car at a test, But in order to do that, I need to be able to pay for the mileage of the car, because the team aren't going to give that to me for free, even though I'm a professional. It's not how it works. And yeah, so I need to raise in the region. It's quite a lot actually, but you know, this is just if things go really well at the stream. If I raise between 10 and 15,000 euros over time, then at the end of next year I can give one or two people, maybe even three people, the ability to be a passenger with me in the racing car, the 488 GT3. So I know it's a little bit premature to have a Patreon account now, but it's in anticipation that if things go well, I can reward the really dedicated fans with the drive in my car. And you know, even the guys who are paying $2, I mean, it sounds ridiculous and it maybe sounds fake or whatever, but I'm even appreciative of just the people who tune in to watch. Like, to me, that is like the fact that you're willing to take time out of your day to watch me go around in circles in a racing game is ridiculous. And I'm going to maintain that theory or that sentiment as long as I live. So you don't have to become a patron just for me to appreciate your attention. I genuinely appreciate every single view that I get, every single comment I get. That's why I try my best to reply to all the comments. I'm sure there's some that I miss. But yeah, thanks to everyone who has tuned in. And I did get one. My first patron was, I don't know how to say your first name, mate. You were watching earlier. Pilarski is your surname, but I don't know how to say your first name. Piotr? I'm very bad with pronouncing names, so apologies for that, for butchering it. But thank you so much for becoming the first patron. It means I don't have to close the page, and in my opinion, one sale is the start of a business. You need one sale to kickstart a business, and then the hard work really starts. So thank you so much. I really do hope that I get to take someone around in my racing car one day. Otherwise, just keep tuning in and we can have chats. I will look again at the comments in 3 minutes and 49 seconds. And then, in the next race, I'm going to try not blabber. But I think in the next race I'm going to be put in a different group because of my sports ranking score almost dropped to an A instead of an S. So that would have been really crap. I shouldn't have gone for that move anyway. But I'd rather go for those moves in my sim room than I would in real life. So I learn. So as frustrating as it was that I didn't win that race, there are elements to it which I can learn from, and I'm definitely going to take those on board. Often what happens is, especially in the FIA races where I don't always excel, I think I've won one or two. In the FIA races, when I make a silly mistake, I get so angry with myself in the moment, but when I wake up the next morning, I'm like, the reason that happened was because you did X, Y, Z. You know, just be aware the next time a car's in that part of on that side of your flank or whatever, and you know, the likelihood that can happen again is X, Y, Z. So I learn things and then I take them to the real world, which I preach this all the time. I'm not playing this just because it's fun. It is fun. It's fun because I get to race, but everything that happens here in terms of online racing is seriously valuable for the real thing. And I'm not sure if you guys are aware of the Ferrari factory driver Miguel Molina. He's a big iRacing fan, and we raced together in the same team in Japan. He was in the other car. He's an ex-Audi DTM driver, by the way, and now he's a Ferrari factory driver. Wow, what a career. Anyway, he is just like me. When I looked, we were waiting for our stints in Japan, and we were obviously on our phones because you have to actually relax your mind, so it's okay to look at your phone between stints as long as you're relaxed. And lo and behold, the guy was watching a live stream of a dude doing iRacing. So he's just like us. Factory drivers are just like us, big fans of... Okay, except for Rigon. He doesn't like sim racing. But Molina was just like me. In my free time, I tend to watch other sim racing channels like Super GT, Key 25. And now I'm starting to look for some iRacing ones. I'm not an iRacing fan, but I just want to see what the hype is about. You know, everyone's like, oh, if you don't play iRacing, you're not a real sim racer. I'm like, bullshit, man. Sim racing is what you make of it. You don't have to. You can play frickin' Mario Kart and learn something. But it was just quite cool to see Miguel Molina watching a iRacing live stream in the middle of Suzuka 10 hours. I thought that was pretty cool because that's what I do. But up till that point, it's kind of hilarious. I kept the sim racing stuff to myself. And then when I heard them talking about it, and Miguel specifically was very positive about it to Davide Rigon, who had his doubts, and Matt Griffin. And he was saying, no, like obviously you don't learn the dynamics of the car, which is true. But you do learn the strategy, the racecraft, all those things, they add up in the same way that you would learn from karting. So that was really cool. I really enjoyed that. And it made me feel sort of human. Okay, back to the comments while we wait for the matching to get on. Ulti. Oh, well, dude. By all means, if you want a 9-hour grid walk, I can hook you up, man. Some other cars as good as a Vision GT. Yes, the Lamborghini is faster over one lap, but eats its tires and is really bad at fuel saving. Yeah, Ulti, the 488 GT3. I'll be honest, it doesn't feel like it has a lot of power. Like I've driven road cars with more power, but it definitely handles. And anyway, the most impressive thing of a GT car is the braking. Like that will blow your mind. Especially at tracks like Monza, we're braking at like feels like we're braking at the apex. It's so late. Woodman, yeah, I haven't blown up, but I'm hoping. Hey, Dilster, what's happening, dude? This is a tough group, but Dilster's chosen the wrong car. Glad that you're enjoying the channel, Woodman, and that you're finding my insights useful. It really. The thing is, I for a long time had so many questions about racing. Don't kick me out. Oh. Ah! Oh, I hate it when that happens. Knew it! That is so irritating. Connection's not bad. Close application. Oh no, if I close the application, we're going to lose the stream. If I close the application, we're going to lose the stream, guys. What can I tell you? Watching someone race Suzuka on a sim? Well, it's Suzuka. Yeah, it was Woodman, it was Suzuka Inception, man. We're gonna make an attempt for Suzuka. I did a race here earlier. Man, I hate when this happens. Gonzo, I'm worried that if I go to any of the options outside of the game, I'm going to kick you off the stream. So we're going to make an attempt here. If it fails, ladies and gents, then unfortunately the evening is over. So I'm sorry about that. This track was kind of funny because I wasn't really trying to do a lap, and then I banged in a 207.5, which is like kind of just outside the top 10, and I was like, oh my god, imagine when I really try and I can't break 208s, so I'm stuck. That 207.5 is a miracle. Okay, 6 minutes to go. Those of you still watching, thank you. I can talk about Suzuka. 100 comments on this post, on this stream. Crazy. Okay, so Suzuka. I've raced here, I had the honor of racing here this year. This rendering of the track is okay. The big criticism in the Gran Turismo Sport rendering is that these curves are too flat, and they don't. The game doesn't depict how abrasive the surface is. So first of all, these curves through the S's, you can use the first one, and you can maybe clip that one, but like this one here is super tall. You can't really use it. You can get very close to it. Same through here, but the biggest error in this game with this track rendering is Degner 1. So we're going to get to Degner 1 here. It's the first right-hander. And here it's flat. You can use the whole curb like that. In real life, it's like hitting a skyscraper. It's so tall. You cannot go through there and touch that curb. You will die. You'll go straight to the Shadow Realm. And here you can be able to hear my remote doing its thing again. Okay, so if I unplug it, what happens? Nothing. Test, test, test. Okay. So what was crazy about this race in real life was the fact that you'd have this 4 to 5 second drop off in lap time. So you'd go out and immediately you do like a 204 for like 2 laps, then 205s, stuck in the 205s for a bit, and then you'd fall into the 206s, and if you weren't careful, if you weren't looking after your car, your tires, you'd get stuck in the 208s for the last 4 laps, where you'd lose chunks of lap time. So besides the heat, okay, our shoes were literally melting inside the cockpit. Okay, it was over 50 degrees in the Ferraris. So our shoes were sticking to the footwell, which is great. Besides that, we had this chronic tire wear. I've never concentrated so much in my life. Also, no one can explain to you how absolutely terrifying the 130R is. In any game I've played, it's in small lift and it's like it's a nothing corner. We all agreed that it was more scary than Eau Rouge and Blanchimont. And I'm talking about factory drivers like Rigon and Molina, who've raced at every track you can think of. And they reckon that 130R is right up there. You know, the stuttering in the sound, oh, it's so frustrating. It only happens at Suzuka, so it could be a software bug. So through here was, oh man, in the race in real life, this right-hander, you were just power sliding. You had to go so slowly, and the spectators were even commenting on how slow it looked that we were going through there. It was like, yeah, because if we went more than 1 kph, we just cooked the tires. That's the kind of line that you do in real life. Here you just clip that curb and you wouldn't want to run out there. Okay, now we get to the hairpin, and to get on the power here was not easy. This is where we were just getting chronic wheel spin, losing so much time. And then through here, you'd be surprised how the G-force progressively was build up, and the inside of our legs, our neck was all under strain. It was just because this corner went on forever and we were doing over 200 kilometers through there. Spoon was obviously very hard, but not as difficult as in the game. Oh, come on, man. The sound, what's going on here? Testing, testing, testing. Okay, let's see if that works. I've reset the dual shock. And I just, sorry guys, the sound was, either you could hear it or not, I don't know, but it was driving me absolutely nuts. It was like this weird crackling. Okay, 34 seconds to go. I'm going to answer some more questions. Sorry. Okay. So you can hear me, that's good. Okay, I would never end up doing a long drift and then not being able to cover. Funny story with Suzuka was the heat was getting so intense, and I was in my third stint, which was the most difficult because the first two were in the afternoon, and then the third stint, just before the third stint, I didn't have a lot of rest. So intense concentration, okay, and going through the 130R in the race, you actually braked, and you didn't downshift, but you braked and lifted, and then powered through the apex. But in qualifying, it was just a small lift for one lap before the tires were roasted. So I was concentrating as intense as I could, and I went into that zone that racing drivers talk about, where you're not really present, but you know, you're in this flow, and was enjoying it so much. And suddenly I realized that I turned into 130R without braking. I was just lifting. Oh my god, massive snap over. This was like hour, what was it, 10 hour, it was hour 7, snap oversteer in at the apex of 130R. I thought I was going to crash into the wall, onto the AstroTurf, super sideways, managed to get onto the gravel, just missed the wall and keep going. Oh, okay, that's a shame, guys. Unfortunately, that's it for today. And anyway, so to finish that story, I managed to recover the car, no crashes, just a little bit of gravel, and got it back to the pits a few minutes later, and in the end we got a podium place. But it was just from the intense heat and concentration, which, yeah, it really messed me up. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to tune out of this one, just because we have this server issue, and if I log out of the game, we're going to lose you anyway. So that's what we're going to do. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe, like, love, whatever, comments. Thank you so much. Share with your mates. Anyway, cheers.